Welcome to the Curated DJ podcast, your ultimate resource for mobile DJs looking to elevate their game. I'm here to help you tell better stories, master marketing, enhance your social presence, and ultimately book more gigs. I'm your host, Malik Adigan, and in each episode, we'll engage in valuable conversations and share expert insights to boost your mobile DJ business, because I truly believe that you've got the talent, and I'm here to help you shine and let the world know that. So, whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, get ready for a journey of growth, inspiration, and success in the world of mobile DJing. Let's get into this episode. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, or whatever you identify as, welcome to the Curated DJ podcast. Was that a good intro?
That was really good.
Episode 1, people. I'm going in.
Yeah, you are.
This is going to be uncensored. No, I'm playing. It's going to be very censored.
Okay.
This is, you are listening to, wherever you are watching on the interwebs, the episode 1, the first inaugural episode.
Crazy.
That's a good word to use. Inaugural episode of the Curated DJ podcast. In case you're wondering what the heck this podcast is about and who it's for, this is a podcast for and to mobile DJs all around the world. This is for you to help all my friends in the DJ world have better brand, better storytelling, better social media. Pretty much, we want to help you show up online as your true, authentic self and show up for the clients that you want to work with in a better way. I believe that ultimately there are so many good DJs around and who kill weddings and mobile events every week, but really just have a hard time telling that story and showing up online for their ideal customer. And I'm obsessed with it and I love it. And we have something called the Curated DJ. So why not? Let's start the podcast called the Curated DJ podcast. So, sound effects, boom. You know, we're a DJ podcast. So, but this podcast is for DJs. This is to give you insight into the mind of branding, social media, marketing, even a little bit of sales. But ultimately, this is episode 1, a very special episode. And this episode is really like the origin story / behind the scenes of me, the DJ / creative director of my DJ company, and the behind the scenes mastermind of our social media.
Hey. So
sitting next to me / in front of me, all the way from the past, from 2 hours ago, Taylor Richardson.
That's me.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome
I'm excited
to the
to
pod.
be here.
Yes, that was an official intro, right?
I liked it. Yes.
For those watching, I'll get right to it. So, watch time, listen time is very, you got to be quick. We got to talk about that. You got to get them in the beginning, keep them here. Ultimately, Taylor is our full-time, on-salary social media manager, runs all of our social media, creates content reels, speaks to all of our team weekly on staff calls. We have a full-time position for Taylor, lives all the way in Utah. We're in Florida. And so we're going to really talk through, 1, how we kind of do things. 2, kind of like the Curated DJ, the vision for it, what we're doing, how we're helping DJs. But mostly we want to show you how we kind of run things so that you can maybe take some of these things, hire your own social media manager. We even give you some of the structure of it. So before we even dive into that, welcome.
Thanks.
You literally just got off a plane.
Just got off a plane.
So you are without Curated Entertainment, the reason we met is because you are, I feel like I got to do a trailer. The all new wedding vendor you never knew existed. Coming to a wedding near you, whether you like it or not. Videographers, photographers, watch out. But you are the newest vendor added to the wedding space.
Yep.
You are a day of social content creator, whatever. What is that?
Yeah, essentially, I usually like to tell my couples that not only what I'm gathering you could use for your social, right? It's more so, I like to pitch it as behind the scenes.
Okay.
And where they're able to do whatever they want with the footage. BTS.
Yes.
BTS.
Love
because
that.
not everybody, like when you hear content creator, they're going to think like you have to be an influencer. And that's not the case. Like this could just be for anyone and everyone. Because at this, at the end of the day, you're going to be waiting for your photos and videos for a few weeks, and you don't want to wait.
This is the McDonald's instant gratification drive-through. Give me that.
Yes, exactly. So by the end of the night, I'm either airdropping everything to the bride. End of the night. Or if the airdrop doesn't work, I Dropbox it to them that next morning. And so they are able to just like swipe. Everything is short form video. I don't take a lot of photos. It just doesn't do the same thing. But like, I want to capture all the in-between moments as well as like the bigger moments. But like, you know, your photographer's there and obviously going to capture the in-between, but I'm rolling the whole time, it feels like whether it be an embrace with someone, or I just want someone when they look back at the footage, like they're able to feel the emotions of the night. So yeah. Hey.
That's dope. Let me tell you how, DJs, check this out. Let me tell you how I met this girl. And this is what you need to be doing when you go to gigs. And this is what you need to be doing as a business owner, entrepreneur. Always be looking for opportunity. Always be asking yourself, be curious of like, what is this person doing? Like, how are they doing what they're doing? So literally a wedding in Tampa, Hotel Haya, really cool couple. I look at the videographers, they have 2 people, photographers have 2 people, and then I see another girl with her phone, and she has like a charger going into like a battery pack, and I'm like, who is this? Who is she with? And she's taking content of everything. Content that me as the DJ who has an assistant whose main job, one of their main jobs is to capture content. I'm like, damn, like I need her, you know? And she's capturing everything. She's very intentional, staying out of the way, working in tandem with everyone, and she's gathering content. And at some point in the other day, I'm like, what are you doing? And you were like, I'm a day of content creator. I was like,
you're like, what?
What the fuck is that? You know? And then you explain to me what you're doing, and I'll just watch you all night. And I think I came up to you a couple times, and I'm like, we got to talk. We got to talk. And we were also like just kind of like transitioned out of the other another social media manager we had. Shout out to her, Mekla, amazing in San Francisco, working for Netflix now, doing amazing things. She ended up transitioning into another job, and so we were kind of like looking for someone. And then boom, like I was like, I'm gonna hit you up. And then we talked after, and
I will say though, like people ask all the time how we kind of connected, and I'm like, you know how you meet, like here's the thing is I obviously love meeting new vendors, but like sometimes it's very baseline. It's just like, hey, how are you? Like just to the surface. But like I felt like when you and I spoke, it was maybe 3 minutes. And even with Jacob though, like I felt the same way. Like it was actually like a good conversation where I'm like, you know what? Like I like these people.
We're pretty cool.
I like this.
And that's the point. The DJ, like DJs listening, like that's you know, your brand is who you are. It's not just it's not your logo. It's not, you know, like it's not your business name. It's not what your brand is you. And all those logos and deliverables and visual stuff and is all extensions of you.
Absolutely.
Or the identity of who your company is. So like, those interactions matter. And so your brand is also how you make people feel, right? And so hopefully, you felt interacting with me or Jacob or anything that deals with Curated. Hopefully you feel good, right?
I mean, I was pumped. I called my husband and I was like, this is the coolest thing that just happened. And he's like, what?
So we linked up and we talked through and I was like, hey, I would love for you to run our social media, you know, because we have Dan behind the camera who runs all of our like highly produced content. Right. You know, and I realized after a while, you know, here's what happened. And this is a good point, is that I realized that it wasn't the highest quality things online that were winning. It was things with the best content. And I learned that content is king, not quality is king. Is the things that got people to watch. It didn't care if it was shot in 4K or not. It's these things that were shot on the phone that would go viral and get millions of views. And I'm like, that's not even good quality. And I'd get pissed. And even things for us that we would post would go crazy. And it was like blur. It wasn't even good. And I'm like, why is this being consumed? Can you help me? Can you give me insight on like what that is? Like why does stuff that's not shot in high quality go viral?
I don't know. Like, one, high quality is good. Always have high quality, but it doesn't always have to be a professional videographer. You don't always have to have those. Because here's the thing: is like people want to see content that is like taken by maybe someone that was there. Like it like kind of humanizes it. Do you know what I mean? Like it's very
you annoy and piss me off with this word.
I know. I'm sorry.
Because I want to shoot high quality content on 4K all the time. And you're like, Malik, we need to humanize this. We need to humanize you. What is that psychology that you always kind of preach about?
Honestly, people like when they go to your social media page, they don't want to just see like curated reels, curated like posts. Like they want to see your personality. They want to see the person that is building this brand. They want to see the people that work there. It just gives them like the sense of connection. So
we're in like the Kim K era, the Kardashian era, where it's like, even though I feel like the Kardashian show, because my wife will be watching it and I'll be like, what is this? And then I'll see Kanye in an episode. I'm like, what?
Oh, it's cool.
What is it? Yeah. But as curated as I still think it is, it's very candid. Like,
yes,
it's very like you're not supposed to be seeing the Kardashians without makeup, but somehow you're seeing, like, it's very raw.
Yep.
And that is an appeal.
Yep. Absolutely.
And that's that's your whole job
my whole job.
Literally capturing that.
Yeah.
So now you're working for Curate and you're literally called Curate and we're all about curating, but then we're also creating this content that is very candid because Dan behind the camera is like all about curation and 4K and high quality. And then on the other end of our creative team is you. That's like, just like we send all of our DJs out, and I'll break down the structure. Here's how it works. On a weekly basis, we have a full schedule of DJs, and all those DJs go out with assistants. All those assistants, half their job is production and AV. The other half of their job is content creation and gathering.
Yep.
So we have a Slack channel where all of our DJs, all of our assistants are in, and Taylor is inside of that chat as well. And she is assigning and directing content all weekend. So we have 10 weddings on Saturday. She is talking to each of those assistants saying, hey, get this content, and literally, don't we have a whole guide? We have a whole guide.
We have a whole page, like a whole
that tells you like, what are some of those things in that, like that we put like,
so we have like filming techniques, what they should capture, how they should capture it. Like one of the things that I put on there is like, make friends with the photographer. Obviously, you don't want to be in their way, but like introduce yourself, because if that's the case and you're like buddy with them, they're not going to mind if you're right next to them, right. Even if it's for a split second, for like 5 seconds of the first dance. So it's just kind of a guide for everybody. And I think once they start capturing these moments, they know exactly what to capture, how to capture it. Yeah. They need to turn the exposure down because it's a dance floor. It's cooler. You can see all the lights. It's just, there's a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of stuff. Yeah. And it's always changing. But like these assistants aren't officially trained in content creation or video, but we give them, like, we literally babysit them the whole way and give them everything they need to know per Taylor, to make sure that all that content's kind of being gathered and usable.
Yeah.
Because so then all that's coming through the Slack, literally all that content's coming into this group chat Slack thing. And then Taylor, you take that and now you're like sifting through, like, God.
Right. Like I'll cull through it. Because here's the thing is like people love to see what is happening in real time. They eat it up. Like, I don't know what it is, but like I could watch a day in the life all day long. Yeah. It doesn't matter what it is. Like I'll watch a day in the life.
So you just did one today on your travels here, and or yesterday with
you're probably like, shut
but up. No, it's dope because I'm like, it's like I feel like I shouldn't be seeing it, but somehow I'm seeing it, and
exactly.
I'm like, whoa, what? Like she's annoying her husband right now.
Yeah.
Like oh my God. Yeah. But like you're giving me access.
Yeah.
Somehow I feel so maybe that's the psychological appeal to it, and so I have to really do a better job.
I know.
Of like letting people in because I don't want you to see in the kitchen. I want to put the plate on the table and you're like, oh my God. But people love to see how shit's made. Mm-hmm. Like they want, I love seeing how stuff's made. Yeah. Literally show how it's made. And it's like, the other day, me and my wife and my daughter watched how bowling balls are made.
Yeah, exactly.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And now I have an appreciation for the bowling ball now.
Right.
That's
And that's like the same thing with companies, though. Like, people don't see that I travel a million hours a day to get to a wedding. Do you know what I mean?
So what would you say to the DJ that's watching that's like afraid or reluctant to show their face, pop up on the, hey guys, on a live or whatever? Like, what would you say? How would you encourage them?
I'll say that obviously at the very beginning, it's tough because you're literally talking to your phone. Like, you're not talking really to anybody, but you have to remember that there's people on the other side that want to see this. They want to see you. They want to see what you're doing during the day. They want to see you set up. They want to see you doing your thing. So don't be scared. Just try it out. It's going to take a while to get used to, but you could do it. You could do it.
And you're preaching to me. I'm like, okay, fine. Even though, like, me of all people, I
try to preach to you all the time.
I know, but I like to show up cleaned up.
Yeah, no, I know.
I like y'all to see, like, but I also know that there's value.
That's not life, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't always be cleaned up.
I go to sleep pretty fresh too, dog. Got some fire ass pajamas. No, but all right. So that's kind of a little bit insight into how we kind of run that part of it. And but another big part of this is like me and like we have a very honest, fast moving relationship. So I'm like big on the brand. I'm big on the voice. I'm big on how we're presented. And you're like pushing all this out to the world. And so when we first started working together, there was this like first dating phase of like figuring each other out. And mostly you figured me out of like, yo, what the hell does this guy want? But I remember our first sort of conversations when you would post, I'd be like, no, we don't do that. We don't post those things.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know.
And I had to get over feeling like an asshole, and and I had to almost like communicate like, hey Taylor, I'm sorry, but like we don't post ourselves doing line dances.
Right.
Like we don't do that. But what I realized now that we're like coaching DJs and through this is like, I was just trying to communicate what our brand is. I was trying to communicate what our voice is. I was trying to communicate what our visual identity is. I wanted to protect how we showed up to the world,
right?
To our client, and you were just figuring it out. So can you give kind of a little bit of like a BTS on how that process was for you of figuring that out?
I mean, I think every client's different, obviously. Yeah. But
I'm probably the worst.
You're not.
Okay.
You're not the worst. Right. I will say that I appreciate like open communication though, because if there's not open communication, like no one's going to grow. You're not going to grow. I'm not going to grow. We're not going to like figure this out. We're not going to be on the same page. So I appreciate that very much. Other than that, like obviously it was a learning curve, but you have to be flexible. If you're going to be a social media manager, like you have to be flexible with these different brands because not everyone's the same. Yeah. And you kind of just have to mesh with people, truly.
Yeah.
And kind of like,
figure them out.
I mean?
So we have DJs probably listening who are like, okay, I want to hire a social media manager.
Yeah.
Like, but like one of the biggest fears about hiring a social media manager as a DJ is like, you're not me. Mm-hmm. Like actually you might be culturally the opposite of me, even though you're cool as hell. And
Thank you.
Like you like you're not a black man from Brooklyn who has a DJ company, right? You're a white woman that lives in Utah.
From Salt Lake City.
From Salt Lake City. Yeah. Like, what is even Salt Lake?
That's
mean?
cooler. Say Salt Lake.
Is it a lake full of salt? Like, what is the deal with Salt Lake?
Yeah, but that's beside the point.
The point is, we're different.
Yeah.
But I'm asking you to present me to the world.
Right.
So there's this gap that needs to be closed to where you're putting yourself in my shoes, understanding how I sound, how I speak, how I act, or just even as a company, we have 17 DJs who are all from different backgrounds.
Yes.
So there's a tension there.
Okay, so I'll say that like when I first started, I would look back at like your old posts. I would look at your personal page. I would look at how you type things out. I know that sounds super weird.
If you look at how I type things out, you might.
Well, that's why
your IQ might drop.
Listen,
right? So, yeah.
Well, listen. That's why Heather said I don't know who's typing it. You know,
Heather hates. Heather's our operations and she be hating, so sorry.
But no, seriously, like I would have to just like go and see how you do your social media. Essentially, like going back and just seeing your posts, like what you like, what you don't like. Because honestly, at the end of the day, if someone's coming into your space and, you know, like, what am I trying to say? Kind of backtracking, essentially.
Like really getting the context of the person and how they...
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's really cool. I didn't know you ever did. I didn't really know you did that. Stalker.
I am.
But good. But you know what I learned about...
How else are you going to learn though? Like you have to. Like I'm not going to ask you like, okay, so how would you type this out? Like I'm just going to look at your page, especially your personal one, because I know for a fact you're the one doing it all.
I'm writing that one.
You're doing it all.
That's me.
So yeah, you just kind of have to just study the person, like not in a creepy way, but like...
And I would say, as if you're DJ listening, like one of the things that we do with Curated DJ is we help audit. And so one of the things we give at the end of the audit is like a brand guideline. So one of the things you can do is come up with your own brand guideline. If you're watching this episode and you got this far into the episode, DM me. I'll send you a free brand guideline template.
He's the best.
You know, I'll hook it up. If you got this far in the episode, this is pretty dope. So ultimately, you want to be able to hand over to your social media manager exactly who you are, what you believe, why you do it, right? Like what are your values? What are your 5 words that define you as a company and your heart and how you do things? You want to talk about like the colors you use, the font, the logo, right? Like you want to hand over everything. What you don't do, what you don't say, how you sound, how you show up to the world. That needs to all go to that person managing, and you literally say, "Hey, can you please stay within these guidelines?"
Right.
Now, look, here's what's going to happen. This person that's managing your social media is going to break past that margin at some point. You need to be able to honestly, kindly, respectfully say, "No." Before you got here, you know what I did? You posted a picture that actually got really good engagement of me with the couple with marquee letters. Little secret I've never told you, I hate marquee letters. I almost deleted it.
Listen, people loved it, okay?
I never, so everyone loved it. I let it get some engagement, and then I archived that bitch like an hour ago. I did.
Oh my God.
They suck. I hate them. Marquee letters are like, why is this big ass letter right here?
Listen, I had marquee letters at my wedding, so rude.
Was it? I love marquee letters. I hate them. I hate them.
Okay, it's fine, but
it's
here's
like
the thing.
Sesame Street. See, hey, you remember Sesame Street with the fucking letters would pop up?
I can't stand it.
But like, look, we've never posted anything with marquee letters.
Right.
So I also didn't put in my brand guideline.
Listen, now I know.
Now you know. But here's the thing. It got really good engagement. Lots of likes. I let it rock, and then I archived it. Okay?
I can't.
But that's
at least you told me now that I'm not like, wait, where did it go?
Because here's the thing, another thing that we do is that I'm obsessed with who my ideal client is.
Yeah.
And you know that. I'm not thinking about what other DJs think. I'm not thinking about what anyone thinks other than who we want to work with more.
Yeah.
You know? And so I'm always like, marquee letters are not a luxury item. And even though it might be a mid-level or lovely wedding item, it's not, to me, who I ideally want us to work for and work with aesthetically.
Well, I will say that you always tell me, like, I want the couples to look at my page and say, I want to be in that photo. Like, I want that to be me.
Come on, girl. You want your content.
Yeah.
When they engage with your content, and listen to me, DJs, you want your ideal client to see themselves in your content.
Yeah.
It's strictly selfish. It's a human thing. People are always thinking about themselves.
Right.
I want to see myself there.
Yeah.
I want to resonate. Like when you buy a brand, when you buy a bag, when you look at the model wearing the clothes that you're shopping for, you're going, oh,
that could be me.
That could be me.
Yes.
That's what you're doing.
That's how it is. Yeah.
That's what you're doing.
I mean, like, why else would you look at a social media page, though, right? Like, you want to see what they're doing. You want to, like, you're envigesting yourself.
You're just looking for yourself. In
exactly.
The world, right? Like right now, I'm about to buy a car.
You are?
Oh yeah, I drove one around, put a little down payment on it, right? Like,
okay.
Right. And by the time this comes out, maybe I'll have it. You know.
Ooh.
But once, right, all I'm doing now is when I'm driving is I'm looking for that car now.
Right.
I'm like, ooh, who has my car? Ooh, who's in there? Ooh, this person's cool. Like, me. I'm me. Like, that's all we're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
When you walk in a room, you're going, who's like me?
Yep.
That's all. And so ultimately, your brand needs to resonate with those people, and you need to constantly be going, is this person seeing themselves in my content?
Right.
And that's it. And I said that's it. Like, it's easy. It's actually simple, but it's not easy because you have to do the work and the discipline of going, no, I'm not posting that.
Yes.
I'm not doing that.
I want to actually speak on like how, like when you said that it's simple and it's easy. It is very simple and easy, and people make it extremely difficult.
Right. Yeah.
Like you think that you have to just do this huge, massive, like, I don't know, like a reel. Like it has to be like this perfect reel, but like it doesn't have to be. Like just post whatever you want to post, and like it'll resonate with people.
Yeah. Here's a good case study. My boy out in Dallas, Nate Acosta, DNA events, amazing, right? Been my boy for a little bit. Did my boy Tim's wedding, saw him in action. He's been blowing up, right? He posts content all the time. He posted a video, probably like 5 seconds or less.
Yep.
It is of him at a wedding, and behind his DJ setup, it's a pan over.
It's truly 3 seconds.
It's so quick, and all it says is, when the DJ shows up with the most fire DJ setup you've ever seen, I have been sent that reel by you.
I know.
And multiple people.
Yeah.
Saying, look at this DJ setup. It's gone viral.
Yep.
He's gotten inquiries from all over the world. Okay. I've seen him make the highest quality content in the world. Put money behind DJ shoots. Put money behind promotion. And a 3-second video, a shot on a phone, has gotten this guy worldwide attention for his DJ setup. Holy shit. You know, and like, he's like, I don't know what to do. There's so many inquiries. Dude. And I said, just keep shooting.
Right.
Because one of these days, it's just going to blow. And you're going to have a whole catalog of content of just like things that's what it takes. It takes consistent content, consistent content until it hits.
Yep.
And if you watch that reel and think that he just got lucky, you don't know this fucking game. That and that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Is we post every day. And you know, we have 11K followers and we probably get average engagement. What are we looking at? Like,
I would say like
150 likes.
Yeah, 150 likes.
But then what happened? What happened a couple weeks ago, Taylor?
I know, and crazy.
We posted a reel of our mix. We post mixes every week.
And this one just went crazy.
It's gone bonkers.
Yeah.
100,000.
You have to start conversations.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about that, yeah.
What is the element of virality? What makes things get shared and spread?
Well, one, it needs either... I'll say this. Either it's education, it's controversial. How do you say that? Controversial. Yes. Or it needs to be a conversation starter. And when I'm saying that is like either they're sharing with their friends, they're wanting to like, they want people to see this, but then also like people in the comments, like if people are commenting and someone has a different opinion, like they're also going to comment and just back and forth, and it's just going to keep shooting your video out. So like, just let them do their thing.
When you said that, all I thought was the word investment. I need to be invested.
Yes.
I need to comment, I need to laugh, I need to make fun of something, I need to be mad at something, I need to feel something, and then there needs to be some sort of call to action response, even if it's not right in your face, but like, it needs to garner a reaction.
Yeah.
To stop me from scrolling, pop open the comments and go,
and scroll through the comments.
LOL.
Have you seen those like comment sections where it's like I went straight to the comments and they watched the video for maybe not even 5 seconds, but like I went directly.
My favorite YouTube videos are the ones where I go, I gotta go see the comments again. I gotta go see the comments. That's my favorite YouTube video.
Yeah,
that's
so
my favorite reel. It's like, oh my God, they're gonna kill him in the comments.
Yeah.
But no, man, we could go all day. And I don't want to dive too deep because we'll have you back on the pod.
Thanks.
But one of the things I love seeing is the Curated Entertainment creative team between Dan behind the camera, you with the authentic BTS content,
the human content,
and me with the branding, kind of all coming together and creating this like beautiful story that we're presenting to the world. Because ultimately, I just want to keep telling the story of Curate, because Curate, like our DJ company exists, and if you can't tell me what your company does for the world, when I ask you, you need more work on branding, because that is the thing that captivates. Because I can tell you this, I do this because we get to create memorable moments and connect people all around the world to these special moments with special people. We get to create these memorable moments all around the world and change lives and impact people's lives every weekend through music, through dance, through culture, through fun, through laughter, through energy. And we get to spread joy.
Yep.
And more than DJ, that's our mission. And what we're doing as a creative team is telling that story.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's branding is the story you're telling. Marketing is how you're telling it. And sales is connecting the dots.
Right.
And showing up to that person and going and proving that value to them in that sales call or whatever. But ultimately, like, that's what we get to do. And I'm like super excited that we get to like help other DJs do that, you know, because we found a really cool synergy. And one day I was like, we got to help other people do that. Yeah. You know, because you get to see DJs
all the time.
All the time.
All the time. And I pimp you out.
Pit my DJ, pit my ride.
Exactly.
And so I know this is the beginning of something really cool. We get to really, like, ultimately, if you're watching this and you've watched this whole thing and you're like, all right, like, I like what they're talking about. We have something called the Curated DJ. Right now, we can do some group coaching, one-on-one. There's also something called brand audit, where I can look at your whole world, your whole freaking what you're doing, how you're doing it, social media, website, everything. And it's like therapy for you on your brand, and help you kind of identify who you are, who you want to work for, and how to speak to them, and then how to show up online. So we do brand audits, and by the time this come out, this may be launched or not, but there will be a community coming where there'll be a group of like-minded individuals who want to grow that and build their brand in the mobile DJ world, and that'll be an option as well. And then just follow along on the Curated DJ. And where can people find you and follow you?
My Instagram is no, kidding.
My IG is.
My IG is no, but seriously, my Instagram is batched. It's BACD yeah, 4 Ds. You know, it's a little complicated.
And so, yeah, if you have any couples that want to hire her to come out and do some day of content, or you want to bring us out to do some of your day of content, hit us up. If you want a brand audit, hit us up. If you want just an hour and a half of my time, and we'll just chat with you.
You want it.
You want it. You want it.
Or
if you just want some free resources, like hit us up. We got you. But ultimately, I'm super excited for this journey we're going to take. And I really feel like our mission as a Curated DJ is to help DJs show up to the world better, because they're good.
Yeah.
And if a tree falls in the forest and no one knows, who cares? And so, in the same sense, if a DJ is good and no one knows, who cares? So we want the world to know that.
Yep.
So
yep.
Thank you guys so much.
Love it.
Episode 1,
Thanks
we did it.
Thanks for having me. That was so fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for being. We're gonna go get some Mexican food right now.
Absolutely. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
We got to get you some
chips and salsa.
Some chips and salsa. And some enchiladas.
And enchiladas will smell.
I'm getting a margarita.
Ooh.
Thank you guys so much for watching episode 1 of the Curated DJ podcast. Appreciate you.
Bye.
See you next time.